Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kat, and I am going to help you have a better life. And today we're going to talk about reimagining your clutter. Now, that's a weird thing to think about, isn't it? Reimagining your clutter? Kat, I just have clutter. Yes, but why do we have clutter? It's because of the way we think about it. We don't want to get rid of it. We don't. And it just is clutter. We have things we don't need, or things we don't want, or things we don't use, or things that don't fit, or things that are worn out, or things that are broken, and things that we don't have room for. Maybe some or all of those categories. Those things need to be out of our home. And here's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about reimagining your clutter. I know that all of you here in the United States and probably worldwide are familiar with what's been happening as a result of Hurricane Helene in the Southeast. My sister has a home in the western mountains of North Carolina, and I'm very familiar with that area. She fortunately was in Florida when the hurricane proceeded to go through the Carolinas. It also went through Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. It hit a lot of places, and a lot of people have problems, and a lot of people don't, but a lot of people do. And in the area that I'm talking about, there were such floods and such mud as a result of that, that I want you to imagine that what that is like for those people. They in the category of clutter, and not what it's like, it's horrific, but let's just talk about clutter. If 90% of their things were washed away and covered with mud, if 90% of the things that you own were washed away and covered with mud, would you be happy that you were alive, that you had some shelter, that you had some food, that you had some water? We're not even talking about other things like being able to pay your car payment of the car that washed away, or being able to pay the mortgage of the house that's damaged for life, or um, your makeup, or your children's schoolwork from years ago, or that box of memorabilia, or those fancy dishes that you inherited. If all of those are at the bottom of the river or buried in mud, you're still going to be so grateful that you're alive. Now, I know this is extreme, but I just want you to reimagine your clutter. So, the reason you're here is because you probably have clutter. It might be hidden clutter in drawers, behind cabinets, in closets. Some of you talk about having the Monica closet from Friends, where Monica had this beautiful little apartment. Everything was neat and clean. She was renowned for having everything neat and clean and tidy, but she had a secret, and it was her closet. And when she opened it, everything fell out, and she would do anything to keep anyone from opening those doors or that door. So I don't know if you have hidden clutter. You may have obvious clutter. You may have clutter in the corners, clutter on all your flat spaces, flat surfaces. Wherever and whatever your clutter is, and wherever it is, you need to think about this. When you go through your clutter, which is what you have to do in order to get rid of it, you go through your clutter. I want you to think about, if this house was in the path of a destructive hurricane or tornado or whatever, what would I want to grab? Besides your family, what would you want to grab? If you had time, some clothes that you would actually wear, not clothes that don't fit you, not fancy clothes that you've had in your closet forever and never wear, not clothes that are worn out. You would pick the clothes that you would actually wear, that are comfortable and that fit you, and you wouldn't take a lot of them. You would hastily pack clothes for yourself and your family. What else would you take? Important papers. Well, all those papers that you have may contain your important papers. If there was an imminent threat, could you even get to those papers to grab them and take them with you? And I realize that a lot of things are online now, but sometimes people want some of their important papers, their passport, birth certificate, things like that. So where are they? Do you need to start going through your paper and being serious about that? We're going to talk about how to go through it in just a minute, but I want you to think about the things that you would really need, the things that are really important to your life. Food. You would take some food if you had time. Would you take the artichokes in the can that have been sitting in the cabinet for 2 years? Nope. unless artichokes are part of the things that you eat every day. If they've been sitting in there forever with a can of SpaghettiOs and some stale spaghetti noodles, you're probably not going to take those. You're going to take the things that your family eats. So why are you keeping those things on your shelf? You might even take some detergent with you, but are you going to take all of the bottles that you have of stuff that you very rarely use, if ever? Are you going to take those old things that are under the sink and in the laundry room? No. But you might put some Tide Pods in there, or you might put some whatever it is you use, but you're not going to take all of your stuff. Okay, you take a little shout to get the spots out. I don't know, depends on how much time you have and how much room you have. So we've got food. Okay, you'd probably take some blankets or something to keep you warm because it's going to be cold in the mountains soon. So maybe you want your own blanket and your own pillow and your children's. So those things are important. But how about all those other things on the linen shelf? How about those sheets that you never use anymore, but you're saving for just in case? Just in case what? You don't like them or you'd be using them. What about those extra blankets that you're not using if it's wintertime? Okay, if it's summer, I understand, but if it's wintertime, are you using those blankets or are you just storing them up there? How about that crocheted throw that your aunt made that you don't like the color, but you love your aunt, so you keep it? Okay, so those are the things that we don't want to take with us in this emergency. So we've got food, we've got clothing, we've got warmth, you're going to take some water. You can probably take some water with you. Maybe a pot or two. Maybe if you are stranded in the woods and you can't get off the mountain and your house is destroyed, you could build a fire and boil some water. So you're going to think about the things that you really need. I know this is really extreme, but I'm just talking to you about the truth is what we need is some kind of a shelter. That's your home. You want to take really good care of your home. You can't take your home with you, but you could get in your car and leave the area before it hit. That's a form of shelter. We want to take care of the things that we own that protect us. We want food, shelter, clothing, warmth, and love. We need each other. We want to protect our family and our pets, and you might have to have some dog food, or cat food. So you have to have all those things, but all that other stuff is just fluff. It's not things you have to have. So when you start going through your things, remember, if you don't need it, love it, want it, use it, wear it, have room for it, why are you keeping it? And sometimes you might have a lot of room for things. And if you have some of the other categories that match, like maybe you love it and maybe you use it and you have room for it, let's keep it. Maybe so we're getting off of the catastrophe now. We're getting into your clutter. So when you are going through, those are the kinds of questions you need to ask yourself. Not necessarily those questions. You don't have to write those down and be all crazy about it. Just use your common sense. Are these things that I use, that I love, that I need, that I want, that I have room to keep? Are they or are they not? Those are the kinds of questions you ask yourself. And then when you do declutter your paper, your clothes, the children's toys, your cookware, your Tupperware, your pantry, under your bed, your drawers, your linen closets, your shoe racks, all the things that we have, you have to say those kind of questions, ask those kind of questions to yourself, and you have to say, what do I need this for? Well, I've already asked that. We've already said that. So you know that, okay? But maybe it's off season. So it's not being used now. We need to find a way to put that away for now because we only want what we're using now because that's going to give you a more streamlined lifestyle. But the number one thing to do when you have clutter is not to do the deep dive and work on it for 6 hours straight or even 2 hours straight. You need to work on it for 15 minutes because it's overwhelming. It's a mental exhaustion that you get when you go through clutter. So know that it took a long time for it to all pile up, and it's going to take a long time for you to go through it and retrain yourself and your family not to create more. So 15 minutes at a time, 3 containers at your side, a bag. Now listen, don't say I'll just have 3 bags and I'll remember which is for which. You won't. You'll get confused, and then you'll put the wrong things in the wrong containers. You need a bag for garbage, like a big trash bag. You need a box, like a paper box for giveaway that you can put in the back of your car. You need a basket, like a laundry basket, for put away. Because when we work for 15 minutes, in order to stay focused, we're going to set a timer and we're going to work on something about the size of a banker's box. You know, that's not very big. A banker's box, right? Banker's box. Maybe a little higher. Okay, that's it. And we're going to go through that quickly. And we're going to make quick decisions. The reason we make quick decisions is because your brain works in nanoseconds. Even though we love to talk and talk it out, that takes away from your 15 minutes. And it leads to bad decisions because when you talk yourself into things. Use your nanoseconds in your brain and say, trash, garbage bag. Oh, I never use this, giveaway box. Oh, I love this, but it doesn't go here, put away box. We're not running to the trash can, running to a box across the room or up on the bed. It's got to be right by you. And we're not running to the other room or even the other shelf in the room you're in or drawer to put something away. It's going in the basket while your time is ticking and you're making decisions. That's why it's tiring. When the 15-minute timer goes off, bing, you're stopped for the day. That's it for decluttering for the day. And then you're going to say, okay, now I need to take this trash outside to the big garbage. Why? Because if you put it in the inside garbage, guess what? Somebody's going to look at it. What's this? Why is this in the garbage? You might be even asking those questions, and you'll rethink what you've already decided in your nanoseconds by using your beautiful computer that is really trash. So tie it up and take it to the big garbage can and put it in it outside. The box, you're going to take it to the back of the car because the next time you have an errand day, which we like to practice once a week, having an errand day where you get your groceries, go to the library, get the car washed, and go drop things off at the Goodwill or Deseret Industries or whatever you have, you're going to put these things in the back of your car, in the back or behind the seat or in the trunk, somewhere where the family's really not going to see it. You want to put a blanket over it if that's the case, because they're going to say, why is this in here? This is my favorite toy, even though they haven't played with it for 2 years, okay, etc. So, or your husband may say when you've given away some appliance, the waffle maker, I've been wanting to make waffles. No, he hadn't. He just sees it and gets inspired, but nobody's had waffles in your house for 4 years. Needs to go, okay? So it's not something you would take with you in the case of a dire emergency. It's not even a nice life. You're not using it. Let's get rid of it. So it's going to go in the back of the car. Now that box can sit in the back of the car and you can get another box for the next day when you do decluttering. And then you can empty into that box. You can save your box. If you have more than one box full, that's fine. It's just all going to go back there. And once a week on your errand day, you're going to give it away and get it out of the system. And you're not going to miss it. Okay, the third thing is put away. So now you're going to take that laundry basket of stuff and you're going to say, this bowling ball, I've been looking for it forever. We bowl every week, but this particular one I've been looking for, it's been hidden at the bottom of this box or in this closet or whatever. I'm going to go put it with my other bowling balls. Now that may not be the case, but no matter what the item is, the item goes with like items where you're going to keep it. If you don't know where to keep things, then you need to think about keeping like things together, convenient to the place where you use them. Like you wouldn't store pots and pans in the garage, right? They go in the kitchen and they go all together. You wouldn't store your clothes that you wear every day downstairs in the basement. They go in your closet. So you make common sense decisions about the things that you use, love, need, want. They have to go together. And as you're decluttering, you're going to rearrange things. So once that decluttering is done, not as you're doing it, but once it's done, you've decluttered this spot, you've put the things away wherever they go. And listen, sometimes your house is so cluttered, you don't have room to put it where you want it to go. In that case, I suggest a box in the corner of that room. And that's where those things go until you can declutter that space where it goes. And then you can get your box once you've cleared out all the stuff that doesn't belong there, the throwaway and the giveaway, and even the put away. And then you can put the thing where you wanted it to go from that box. So a box in the corner of the room. I know that doesn't look great and it doesn't help with the clutter that you have now, but you have to watch it like a hawk that no one puts things in or takes things out. That's for you. That's not for everyone else. And when you're decluttering, you're going to, once you're done, look at it and say, this looks great. This is what I want to keep here. And now you're going to have a mental note of, okay, let's say you cleared out your shoe area. Okay. And you had some that went in the garbage because they were worn out, and some you just didn't like anymore, and those are going to go to the giveaway. And in there were things that didn't belong in the closet, so you did your put away. Now you've made some room and you've got your shoes, and they're all in season. Now, when you're cleaning out under your bed and you find 2 pairs of shoes under there, you know where they go. When the put away time comes, you go put them with your seasonal shoes. If you have off season shoes and you put them in a box on your shelf, then that's where they go. I'm not telling you that's what you have to do. I'm telling you that's a common sense idea. Okay. So 15 minutes 4 times a week. That's for our at-home homemakers. If you're a payroll homemaker, even if you work from home, if you're a full-time payroll homemaker, I don't want you decluttering during the week, your work week. You're going to do it on your weekend. So on your Saturday morning, first thing for 1 hour, which is 4 15-minute units, you're going to declutter, and then you're going to put away, throw away, give away. And that's it. You can do that every single week, week after week, unless you're sick or on vacation or some emergency has come up. Otherwise, there's a self-discipline to this, and we do it by zones. So right now, when you're watching this, if you're watching this as a brand new video, we're in zone 2, the kitchen. So you'll be working in the kitchen for 15 minutes 4 times, or for 1 hour on Saturday. At the end of zone 2, next week, we're going to be in zone 3. That's the other room. If you are unfamiliar with this system, you can watch my old video on here called How to Do the FlyLady System for Newbies. It is a great video. You need to take some paper and pencil and take notes. Stop the video, take notes, so you'll know what I'm talking about when I'm telling you how to do these things. Okay? So today I want you to reimagine your clutter. Think of how much you really need, how much you really want, how much you really have room for, how much is really just trash in your house or giveaway. Okay? Reimagine your clutter, especially your paper. Now, paper has a little bit different way of going through paper. I suggest you do paper clutter for 5 minutes every morning, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. You go through 1 inch. Just pick an inch off. Kat, what? It's in notebooks. It's a mat. It's okay. Grab a notebook. Open it up. Take the papers out. Is that 1 inch? Great. If it's more than 1 inch, leave the rest in there. Pull 1 inch off. Go sit at the table in the morning and have your coffee and go through that paper using your nanosecond computer. Don't mess up. Don't say, oh no, what is this? This is from work. I worked there 20 years ago, but maybe this is important and I shouldn't throw it away. No, it's trash. Throw it away. The only things you don't throw in the garbage that are trash are things with your social security number on it or an active account number on it. Those you take a black permanent marker and mark through, or you tear up, or you shred. You don't shred the whole document, the whole inch of paper, just that one piece. Okay. Otherwise, everything goes in the garbage. It doesn't matter if it has your address on it. Anyone can get your address from the computer if they want it bad enough. Okay. And the fact is, people probably aren't going to go through your garbage anymore because they can go through the computer. But put it in the garbage, throw it away. 1 inch a day, that will make you have gone through 6 inches a week. 6 times 4, 4 weeks in a month is 24 inches or 2 feet in a month. In 12 months, 2 times 12 is 24 feet of paper. Do you have 24 feet of paper? When you get to the empty notebooks, you open them up and you take the papers out. Don't keep all those. You don't need those. Either put them in your giveaway to take them to Goodwill or put them in the garbage. You don't need them, okay? And you're going to get through your paper and you're going to find some things when you're going through every week. About 1 to 2% of it is probably not trash. Now, you might go through some things that you've been through 40 times and never did anything with, so you got a bunch of active things, that's fine. But usually it's about 1 to 2%, 98, 99% of it is trash. So you're going to have an inbox, and in that inbox, you put everything that requires action. So you found your passport, it's still active, it needs to be filed, inbox. You found a bill that needs to be paid this week, inbox. You found an address that you've been looking for to put in your phone for your friend, inbox. No matter what it is, if it requires action, it goes in the inbox. And then on your planning and desk day, which happens before errand day, you're going to go through your inbox. That's one of the things we do. And you'll see that when you watch How to Do the FlyLady System for Newbies. Okay, that's it for today. I want you to reimagine your clutter. I want you to really commit to doing this. Try hard to be self-disciplined and not work longer than 15 minutes, and then complete the process. That means throw it away, put it away, give it away. Do not skip that step. It's going to be 15 minutes of decluttering plus however long it takes you to complete the process. And then go through paper 1 inch a day. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful because you are beautiful.